So the obvious initial difference between this and the vast majority of the gins is the colour, and it is, bordering on a light whiskey colour.
But I have to say, when you are boxing up a whole lot of subscription boxes and you're doing the whiskies alongside the gins, this one does tend to end up with the whiskey boxes. You have to be quite careful.
Yes, you do. So completely unfiltered, no chill filtration, nothing like that. The colour is the colour you get, and it will vary from batch to batch, and they do tell you the batch numbers on them. I believe it's on the front, the fourth release.
Is that why it's in a darker bottle?
Yeah, to protect from the colour falling out. Now, if the colour does fall out under UV, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It will affect the flavour slightly, but what you can get is sediment as the colouring pigmentation in the gin coagulate together and then fall out in suspension. It's totally natural, but they would prefer that doesn't happen, so they slap it in the dark bottle to protect it from UV. To be honest, you should keep all drink away from UV. UV will kill most things relatively quickly. So a lot of dark bottles aren't suitably appreciated because they're aesthetically not as pleasing, but that's why
that's a good reason for them.
Yeah. I think the most effective is brown, which just happens to be the most unattractive. Closely followed by green, and then obviously clear is next to useless. So famously, Cristal champagne. It's a completely clear bottle once you unwrap that Lucozade coloured wrapping from it, but that Lucozade coloured wrapping is the best and most effective protection from UV. So on the nose, completely different. This could be possibly a Marmite gin.
Yeah.
But not too much. I think it just on its own it can be, because it's so inherently dry. But it's when you put tonic into it that it comes into its own and really becomes far more accessible. But neat, and I would absolutely recommend everybody trying this gin neat, because it is really special. It's rather beautiful. Super dry. It's Italian. It's made in conjunction with the guys from the Jerry Thomas Project in Rome, which is a very cool speakeasy bar full of people with unspeakable facial hair, which has been waxed and...
No, you're an old geek or anything.
No, but their hipster credentials are second to none. So they have basically designed this gin along with a lot of other products as well, most of which they use for bartending. Vermouths and aperitivos, so on and so forth. And they're made for them from this fantastic small distillery up in Piedmont called Quail. And they base this gin on Italian Vermouth botanicals, which is why it's so dry. So you get that, distinctly rooty and herbal edge to it, which makes it super dry, very interesting.
And again, it smells amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, those three they all smell beautiful, but in totally different ways.
Mm-hmm. The flavours on the palate are just spectacular. It's the kind of gin that you don't really want to add anything to, I would argue. Now, if you were to serve that over ice on its own, because of the glycerin content, the richness, the fatness of the spirit, and obviously all the flavour, I think it's just an amazing drink. As a short drink on its own over ice, I think it's absolutely beautiful. Obviously, we spoke previously about having it with freshly squeezed and pulped orange juice as a short drink as well, and that works because the dryness of the gin marries perfectly with the sweetness of the orange juice. You can try it pink grapefruit as well, which doesn't work quite as well, but it's good. It makes, considering how unique, dare I say unusual, this gin is, it makes a great gin and tonic as well.
Yeah, no, I mean, I really like it. Leslie, isn't sold on it.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't dislike it, but she's not sold on it. Definitely, I think she's more in the Marmite camp.
It makes a incredible hot gin punch,
I can imagine.
which is relatively straightforward to make, and all it requires is just unleashing yourself on a pan, some brown sugar, some, despite what I just said earlier, a lot of pink grapefruit, a little bit of just a very smoothie, something like that, like a peach smoothie, and then just warm it through very, very gently, and don't allow it to boil, because then you'll lose the alcohol. And it's just fantastic, really good.
I'll have to try that.
It won me big brownie points when my partner had a cold, and she didn't want a hot toddy, so I made her one of those, and I think she appreciated it. So there we go. This is Gin à la Monsieur by the Jerry Thomas Project in Rome.
No, I've got to say I like it.